In this video, we're going to improve attachment validation part and display validation errors properly. Now let's comment all the things what we changed. We have implemented this attachment preview on the post, implement preview of the attachments. I'm going to hit on commit. Now I'm going to work on displaying the proper validation errors when we try to upload the file which is not allowed to be uploaded. Let's open developer tools and I'm going to try to create new post attaching exe file here and click on submit. Okay, we get this inside the props, we get these errors and we have these 4 attachments at 0. So this is the key basically, but I want different type of response. Basically, if I have multiple files uploaded, like let's upload the second one as well, and I'm hitting on submit, I'm getting these errors dot 0 and then dot 1. So basically I want to display the first error at the bottom of the first attachment and the second error at the bottom of the second attachment. And having index here somewhere would be awesome. But I think we are not going to have, because this is how the Laravel returns this response. Okay, anyway, we're going to work to modify this response and display it properly. Let's open post modal. And let's search for this submit. And when we do this post right here, we have on success, but we're going to also have on error. Okay, and this is the update part, this is the create part. Let's start with the update. On error, we are going to get some sort of errors. So let's just accept error here and then print what is this error on update. Let's click on edit. We're going to do update and I'm going to attach the file. Click on submit. Let's go in the console. We have the following error: can't read properties of undefined, reading for each. This is coming from here inside the resident. Okay, I see this. Props post attachment that doesn't exist. Okay, we're going to check this. If that exists. If props post attachment exists, then we're going to iterate and we're gonna reset. However, why was this called? Probably because on success was still executed. Let's just print on success and let's just get the entire response here. So I expected this on error console log, but I think this was executed. And this close modal basically calls the reset modal, and then right here it's just had the error. Let's clear the network. We attach exe file, click on submit. Okay, now what we have here, on error actually happened, on success didn't happen. Interesting. Okay, so let's remove this console log from here. So we are on error and we actually have the actual errors here. So what we're going to do is just iterate over our errors and convert these. The attachments at 0 field must be something. Okay, I'm going to customize the error message because displaying the attachments at 0 field must be one of the following extensions is not actually very user-friendly text. So we are going to open store post request. Here we have this attachments rule, and we are going to override a message called method called messages. And from here, we're going to customize for attachments at asterisk. So for the following rule key attachments, we are going to return the following message. This attachment must have one of the following extensions. And we're going to provide a list of extensions. Let me actually describe these extensions as a static property of this class. That's going to be public static extensions, like this. Then I'm going to use these extensions. We can also provide that this needs to be an array. Okay. Then right here, I'm going to provide static extensions. Actually, it should be self extensions. Okay, extensions, and then here I'm just going to provide the extensions, but I'm going to call implode them with the comma. So I'm going to get the self extensions and implode them with the comma, but I think we need this comma as a first argument and the array is a second argument. Okay, now let's have a look. If I upload exe file here and click on submit, we got some error. Okay, error is not defined. Yeah, we have errors here. Let's try again. Attach this, click on submit, and pay attention. Now these attachments must have one of the following extensions. So our error message is there. We can have a look in the network as well, what is returned. Errors, attachments. These attachments must have one of the following extensions, and we have a list of extensions. Okay, awesome. At the end of the project, we are going to deploy this on shared hosting using GitHub Actions. As a choice of hosting provider, we're going to use Hostinger, who is very kindly sponsoring this entire project. Hostinger is one of the best shared hosting providers out there. I discovered their services about 3 years ago, and I moved out all my PHP websites from VPS hosting of another hosting provider into Hostinger's shared hosting. There are several great benefits. Very fast and secure servers, full configuration on your PHP versions, extensions, and settings. Nice and modern user interface from which you can manage your domains, DNS, SSL certificates, emails, and much more. Integrated SSH and Git support. Affordable prices. And if you are not happy with their services, they also offer 30 days money-back guarantee. Their premium and business hosting includes free domain, support for 100 websites, unlimited number of certificates, and much more. For a full list of features, visit website hostinger.com/thecodeholic or click on the link in the video description. If you decide to grab hosting, during checkout use coupon code thecodeholic, which will give you extra 10% off on already discounted price. And thank you Hostinger for sponsoring this entire project. I think the message is just too long to display just below the attachment, right? So what we should probably do is just display invalid file extension. Yes. Or probably just invalid file. We don't need to provide the extensions. Okay, let's start with this and I will improve it step by step. Hit on submit. We get invalid file. Okay, this is small. Good enough. Now I'm going to iterate over my errors. I'm going to create const key in errors. And basically I'm going to handle that part when the key contains dot inside. Okay, if key includes dot inside, it means that this is error for the attachment. I'm going to split the key and I'm going to get two parts. One will be field and second will be index. I am more interested in index, so I can just remove this field. Index, and I'm going to call key split with dot. So I get the index, and that's going to be the 0 right here. And I'm going to create my own errors somewhere here, const attachment errors. Okay, and that's going to be ref. And inside the attachment errors, we're going to have a specific key, which is going to be the index. Actually, we should have this as an array. We're going to have the index and the actual error, which is returned from the backend. So inside this attachment errors dot value, we are gonna assign on the index position the actual error that is received, which is going to be errors at key. And let me just print what is this attachment errors just below the preview. This is my preview of attachments. Here I have this div tag, and probably I can even display the actual message, but I'm going to do this just below this div tag, right? Well, I think I cannot do like this because I cannot do this just below this. It should be inside. Or I have to introduce one more div here. This has grid. Okay, what if I just change this into div? Does it change the picture? Let's click on edit. It doesn't change anything in my opinion, so we can just put these attachment errors for the index right here. Now let me try to upload exe file and click on submit, and look at this. We see this invalid file. This is what I expected. We are going to make this in a small tag. I'm going to give it class text red 500, put this inside invalid file, and I also want to make this frame basically to red, turn this into red. So this one doesn't have any kind of border, but I think we can provide border to this. Now all of them have this border. However, let's use class binding if attachments at the given index, if that exists, attachment errors, okay, for the following file, if that exists, we are gonna give it the class border red 500. If not, we are not gonna give it any extra class. So now this turns into red. However, I think we need to slightly increase the border size. And just like this, this is good. This is good. Now let's move up and replicate the same thing for on create. I just don't want to copy and paste, so I will create function and process attachment errors, or just let's call this process errors. And we are gonna get this, and I'm gonna call process errors, passing the errors. Let's do the same thing right here. Actually, let me paste these first. Okay, good. And then I'm going to copy this and put this here. My mistake, I'll close the file, post modal. Okay, now if I open, create new, attach 2 files. Actually, let's attach 3 files, click open. We have 2 invalid, 1 is valid. I'm going to click on submit. Now we get this invalid file, and this is actually valid file. And in the console, we have an error. Error is not defined. This is coming from, I believe this is old. It must be old. Yes. Let's try this again. Exe file, exe, and PNG, click on submit. Okay, we get this invalid file. However, there's one however. First of all, I think that there are small things to fix right now. Also, if I try to increase that name of the file, so very dash large dash name of the file, okay, then yeah, the text goes on the next line, which I didn't expect, to be honest. So this is good. We probably need to add small padding on the following item. So let's give it padding x3 maybe. Okay, cool. And I want to write right here what extensions is allowed when we are uploading new file. Okay, that should be a tiny text just for the informational purposes. And that should be in the post modal, obviously. Somewhere, actually, if I'm creating new post, okay, this should go here. So that should be just below the CK editor. Okay, let's give it div. I'm gonna give it bg. I want to give it just kind of a tip type of background. What colors do we have? Background color. Okay, so these are the options we have. I want it should be kind of tip. Green is not actually bad. We have emerald, nice color. Teal is also nice. It should be pure informational. Sky, maybe more kind of warning. Something like orange, amber. Let's use this amber 500. Okay, I will do like this. Border and border. Actually, let's give it border right, border R, and give it border 6. Okay, and border amber 500. Let's give it padding y 3, and actually let's reduce padding x3, padding y2. Then here we're going to have files must be one of the following extensions. And we're going to have a list of extensions, which we will do right now. But let's have a look. Files must have one of the following extensions. Okay, border right. This border right doesn't seem to be working. Border, actually I want border left. Okay, it doesn't seem to be working. BG Ember 500. Okay, I don't want BG Ember 500. I want BG Ember, BG, well, it should be Ember 500, right? No, BG Ember 500. Okay, and BG Ember 100 to be the background. Okay, cool. Let's give it margin top 3. And let's give it text gray 800. And let me search for border. Let's give it just border width. I want the border to be on the left side. Border R and border L. So I need border L. Border L, border L6. Where's the border size? Border width. It's gonna be, no, 6 is not supported. This is the thing. It should be border 8, for example. That's too much, too much. Border L8, That's too much. We're gonna change this into 4. Why 4 is so small? Border 4. Why it is so small? Let's change this into 2. This is bigger, and then we have 4. Border 4 doesn't seem to be working. Border left 4. Let's search for border L, border left width. This is correct. Okay, what am I doing wrong here? If I inspect that, we don't need border L. We want directly border L4. This is exactly how I wanted. Files must be one of the following extensions, and then I'm gonna provide a list of extensions here. Let's put a break here and list of extensions. However, these extensions needs to be passed from the backend from here into the post modal. How we are going to do this? I'm going to open up HTTP middleware, and here we have this handle inertia request from where we are passing this auth and ziggy as a global variables inside all inertia components. So let's call this attachment extensions, which will be store post request extensions. Okay, then we're going to go into post modal, and we are going to use that part. We have a lot of unused imports, which I will remove while I'm here. If I notice something and I can fix, let's fix. Okay, then I'm going to use page dot props dot attachment extensions. I think this is what I want, and we're going to have then a local variable called attachment extensions. This is going to be, and down below right here, let me just print these attachment extensions. Okay, attachment extensions. It seems like it is not passed properly, or maybe we are not using it properly. Use page props. Let's search for use page props. Okay, this is how we can use that. And if I copy this and use it inside the post modal, that should be working, isn't it? We have this auth user, but we don't have extensions. Attachment extensions. Why? Use page. Let's just actually get the entire props. Page props. That is going to be use page props, and I'm going to print entire page props. Okay, well, we have a lot of things. Inside the post modal, we are printing event target files. Let's reload the entire page and have a look. In the post modal, we have this page props. This is what we wanted. We have attachment extensions. Hey, what is going on? attachment extensions. Okay, if I print these attachment extensions, we have that. However, it is an object. No, it is an array. Yeah, this is correct. It should be an array. Why it is not printed here? Now it is printed. Okay, it was probably some issue. What I want to do is just to call join on these and join them with comma and space. Now, files must be one of the following extensions. So we have passed these extensions globally into the share, and we are using now this inside the post model, and we're printing. So we're giving basically user information before the post is created, what attachments, what attachment extensions are supported. However, right now I'm thinking that whenever I just want to create text post, okay, and I open this and I have this warning section directly hitting in my face, basically, and I'm only creating the text post. So this is not relevant for me if I want to create only text post. So maybe we should only display this if at least one file is uploaded. Like if attachment files dot length, if that exists, only in this case we're giving the user information. So when I'm creating new posts, I don't see this. As soon as I choose one file, then I get the following extension, so the following error or warning. And if I choose, even if I choose image, I will still get this because that's pure informational. Okay, and I know that I have uploaded an image, so I don't have any problems with that. But right now I'm thinking that users might get confused. So let's say that I want to create an image. So I have chosen the image and I get the following warning immediately. This obviously tells me that I have chosen the wrong file. Okay. Okay. Maybe if we just change this amber into sky and we remove this if, it is not that aggressive. Okay, it is just pure informational. It is not annoying, so to say. And yeah, we can leave this. I cannot decide which one is the better. Just don't display it at all until I choose some files. I think this one is the better. The ideal solution will be to validate the uploaded files on these extensions and give the following warning if at least one file conflicts with this. Okay, let's do like this. Let's make it the best solution. Okay, when the files are chosen, we have that on attachment choose. Let's remove this console log. Here we have the file and we have the attachments as well. So each file, let's actually have a look. We have been printing this. So do we have the extension? We don't. Well, actually, we can get the extension from the name. Okay, let's do like this. Let's get the extension from name. So here, I'm gonna get const extension equals file.name to split with dot, and then we're gonna get the two parts. First will be the name, second will be the extension, but I don't care name, I only care extension, so I'm going to get this. I'm going to change this into let as well. Then I'm going to make this extension, convert this into lowercase extension dot to lowercase, and then I'm going to check if attachment extensions dot value, I think it doesn't need value, if attachment extensions includes the extension, my extension, then we're gonna show informational box, show extensions text. We're going to create this variable, okay? But let's say we have already created that, then we're going to say show extensions text dot value equals true. But before I check this, before this for loop, I'm going to hide this, the show extensions text. Let's scroll up in the ref section, and I'm going to create show extensions text equals false. Then I'm going to scroll down below, and I'm not going to show this until we have this show extensions text set to true. Now, if I'm creating new post, I don't see this. If I choose an image, I should not see this. So we're gonna check why we see that. It is actually true, but if we check this part, we have the extension. No, I did this wrong. So if the extension is inside the attachment extensions, it means that this is valid. Okay, if the extension is not in the attachments extension, then it means that this is invalid extension and we need to show this. Okay, it should be exclamation mark here. Okay, it's false. I'm attaching an image. It is still false. This is a valid file name. I'm attaching one more image. And now we have this true. Okay, what is the extension of the second image? It is, well, the first one is JPG, the second one is SVG. Okay, I think I don't have SVG supported. That's a good point. SVG. Well, if I submit this right now, it's not going to create, right? Well, it creates. Why did it create? It's strange. Why did it create that SVG? Yeah, I think the Laravel checks not only the extensions, but the actual types of the files. Probably because we had images defined here, then the SVG was considered as a valid file. Actually, I'm confused. It was definitely uploaded, and if we check, if I just reload the page, I see that this is here. If I click download, yeah, by the way, when I click download, it opens the full screen as well. So I'm going to search for post item, search for download. This is right here. And when I click on this download, I'm going to call stop propagation. Okay, just starts the download. Aha, I see. It is actually PNG, not SVG. But because I split with the dot and get the second part, it got the SVG. Okay, this is good. However, the actual SVG will not be uploaded, right? No, it should not be uploaded. And if I try to create right now a new post, and I'm going to rename this and just give it an extension of SVG, yes, I choose that. And if I hit the submit button, what just happened? It was uploaded. Hold on, why? Why was it uploaded? If I hit on download, SVG is downloaded. Let me make one more. Here we have this warning, which is actually correct. But if I hit the submit button, is it actually creating the database, post attachments? We have 37 attachments, and this is it. Okay, it is definitely uploaded, validated, and uploaded, which should not be. But let's take care of some of the other parts, and we can do this as a very last thing. First of all, because we implemented this logic that we don't want this info box to be always visible, so show extensions text, I'm going to change this back into Ember, because if we choose something incorrect, we're going to show it into Ember style. So this sky needs to be changed into Ember. Okay, if I'm creating new one, show extensions text needs to be resetted in reset modal. Dot value should be false when we close the modal. Okay, now we open this. I'm going to choose JPG. We don't see this warning. I'm going to choose SVG, and we see this warning. Now the problem is, why is the validation passed if I am uploading an SVG? I need to have a look at the file validator, probably. We have these mime types. I think I know why. Because we just changed the extension of this file. Where is that file? Let me find this. So we just changed the extension of this file. But if we check the properties of this file in the details, somewhere, it still should be. We don't see that. I want to get the mime type of this. So if I choose this again, it is printed here, and this is the last one. It has type SVG plus XML. Okay, the mime type is also changed. Okay, then I'm actually surprised, why is this uploaded? Do we have any security issue? Let me change this back into PNG, and I want to upload this. And now let's have a look, what's the mime type. This is SVG, this is SVG, and this is PNG. Okay, probably the JavaScript reads this mime type from the extension. But what about Laravel? I read somewhere that the checking by type, we're going to find this part. Okay, this, we have mimes here. Validates each attachment in the array to ensure it is a file and meets any other specific validation rule you may have. So if we check this in the store post request, inside types. This basically expects that we are passing the MIME types. So those are not actually extensions, those are MIME types. And our SVG has a MIME type of for PNG because it is actually PNG. Okay, this explains it everything. We have types here, but I think we can have extensions, do we? No, we don't have extensions. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to download one SVG, an actual SVG file. And let's do this from hero icons. So I copy the SVG. And here in my project, I'm just going to create new test.svg. And I'm going to paste my SVG here. And we see this icon. So then I'm going to open this test SVG into the Explorer, into my project, basically. Why do I need to open? I don't know. And let me choose this SVG. I'm going to close everything. And let me choose this SVG. That's going to be in my project. It's going to be here. Test SVG. Okay, let's open this. And we get the following message because SVG is not supported. But right now, if I submit this, now I get this error. And this is what explains everything. So when we attach new file from the files, from the downloads actually, and remove this PNG extension and rename this into .svg, that did not change the MIME type of the image. Okay, that still remained as PNG. We uploaded that, and because on the backend side we do the validation based on the MIME type, so these are actually MIME types, not extensions. So then it worked, still worked. However, now when we try to upload an actual SVG, it didn't work. That should be allowed, by the way. So we should provide SVG here. And if I click submit, that should be saved. However, if I just remove this SVG again and create new post and upload that file, svg.svg.png, we see the following warning. So it looks like PNG is not supported. Also, we see this red invalid file, which is something we need to reset as well. So inside reset modal, we are gonna do attachment errors dot value equals an empty array. We're gonna reset the attachments as well. So I'm choosing these PNG. Hold on. If I choose PNG, yes, I see the following warning, which is not correct. So where we have the part to choose the file, here we have that. So we split and we get this extension, which is the second part, but we don't need to get the second part. We're going to get the last part. So let's create parts variable, and then my extension will be the last part. So from parts, we're going to pop the last part and convert this into two lowercase, and then we can print the extension. I'm going to choose my SVG PNG, and we have PNG as an extension, and we don't see this warning anymore, which is correct. If I choose exe file, we get this warning, and if I hit the submit, we get the corresponding message that this is invalid file. Your support is the most important thing for me. So the single best thing what you can do right now is to pause the video, hit the subscribe and the like button, and continue watching. I would really appreciate. Thank you. Okay, we had small tiny things to fix. I didn't expect that section to take that long, but anyway, we had to do this. You never know how much time actually certain features will take unless you start doing. Let's remove extra console logs. Let's remove this from the create post. We have a lot of console logs actually. If I choose file, we have this in the post modal. Let's remove this. Okay. This is good.